New Drugstore, let's get to it. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca. Today I have some new Drugstore that I am going to share with you and demonstrate for you, and it's kind of what I do. Golly, it's like all I do sometimes, I feel. So I'm going to start from the ground up. I've got a couple skincare and that, or sunscreen, sun care, whatever you want to call it. So Naked Sundays, I picked this up at Target. Yeah, but it is SPF 50. It is a mineral sunblock and it's pretty heavy duty. I was impressed. I'd been seeing several other influencers talk about it, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not? It's not cheap. It's not drugstore cheap, but it looks lovely. It's got a very thick consistency. It's because it's mineral based. I think that they put this sort of beige color to it, and that is going to help the white cast. However, if you are a very dark skin or olive skin, it might still show up white on you. There might be some ashiness, I don't know. So this reminds me a lot of the Dermatology Physical Tinted Sunblock I like. And actually Dermatology is cheaper, but no fragrance, and it feels really nice. I like it. Naked Sundays SPF 50. I like it so far. All right, Indeed Laboratories sent me these Snoxin 2 patches, and it's very exciting. I love the Snoxin 2 formula. It's this peptide blend that they have that's very specific for Indeed Laboratories. I remember them a couple, golly, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, buying it at Walgreens, and it was considered like a Botox for $20 a tube or something. And I think it still is a very unique skincare ingredient, and especially affordable for drugstore. And now they made it in these patches, which I think is very clever. So it comes in a jar and it has a little spatula, and they're like, you know, a kind of a gel. They have a very clear gel, just sort of that teardrop shape. Now, what I've noticed though, they're a little fragile. So if you manhandle them out of the jar, you might tear one. I don't mind that. They stay on my face and they do their work in terms of just delivering anti-puffy, line smoothing, brightening. But yeah, just letting people know that. And then Indeed, if you watch this and have any answers for that, that would be really great. So I'm gonna leave these on. I'm gonna prep my eyelids with just a number 7 shadow primer. I also picked up this Super Goop Cream Shadow Pot. This is the one with the SPF at TJ Maxx. It was $6. It's still good. I checked the expiration date and it was sealed. So I was like, yay. Because we all know what it's like when you find something cool at TJ Maxx and you either forget to check it before you leave the store, or you get home, you open it up and you're like, why is there a fingerprint in there? CoverGirl has new primers. CoverGirl's killing it. They have quite a few launches, so there's video, has a lot of CoverGirl in it, letting you know. I thought I would show you the Blur primer. This has dimethicone. It doesn't have any fragrance or anything else in here, but it's like a very classic blurring, smoothing primer. So I thought, good for them. I like that it has this, there's 4 formulas I noticed at Target, and I think they're around $11. And this has kind of a cloudy, you know, it looks like primers that behave this way. It's very straightforward. I think it helps when I have a primer just because whether it's oily and my skin is going, and humid, and my skin is going to produce a little bit more glisten, I like a primer. Or if my skin is dry, I think I'll try this plumping one when the temps drop, because it's got like ceramides and cranberry extract and some other stuff, and it's supposed to be super hydrating and nourishing. And so I like a hydrating plumper. I like a hydrating primer to prep so that your foundation, your skin doesn't eat your foundation because it's thirsty, basically. Okay, and that seemed to do well on top of the Naked Sundays, no pilling. So that's fun. I will put a bit of my CoverGirl Clean Invisible Foundation. Why not? This is a relaunch, and I did a video on it if you wanted to see my wear test. So I am going to actually, I know it's only been, well, it's been 11 minutes or so. It's been about 10 minutes. You can leave these on as long as you want. And see, that one broke apart. But it feels so good under my eyes. You guys, I'm gonna be real. People who complain about being influencers. Look, I might complain about being an influencer from time to time in terms of just parts of your job, right? I think anyone can complain about their job. It's very human. But I will never, I mean, is this hard work? Do you have to put in hard work for what you do? Yes. Is this a hard job? No. You know what's hard? Laying tar on a freeway in 95-degree weather. Being a roofer. Being a high school principal. Being a nurse. So many jobs. Harder than being an influencer. Especially a beauty influencer. I don't know, are some people out there being construction influencers? Then, you know. Okay, L'Oreal has new eyeshadow crayons, and I picked up a bronze shade. Beautiful. I love this. I love this crayon, and I think I found, well, I've seen them at Walmart, CVS, and where else? And honestly, this bronze shade is pretty much one and done. I will say, and it could be just because of the Supergoop product underneath it, as the day goes on, it looks a little more taupe, like almost the gray undertones show up. So whatever it looks like right now, if it looks a little red, honestly, it doesn't look like that 3 hours from now. So at least that's what I noticed like yesterday. It feels very cool. This L'Oreal feels very cooling when I put it on. CoverGirl has new shadow sticks too, and I already tried one of those. I think the shade was Ballerina Blush or something like that, and it's beautiful. So I'm really liking these new shadow crayons, and I'm gonna keep this very, very simple. I mean, as you can see, it's set pretty quick, and I've noticed that it's been doing a good job, not going anywhere, creasing. Next, we are going to talk bronzing drops. Y'all, there are so many bronzing drops right now on the market. The cream liquid bronzer situation is a lot, and so some drugstore versions are the e.l.f. drops, and these Makeup Revolution bronzing drops. And I like them both, and I'm also gonna kind of share with you, well, so people complain, or I don't know, I feel like dupes are such a different world right now. We used to dupe, you know, like we had our favorite MAC liner, and we didn't feel like going out and spending $12 at the time on a MAC Spice liner, so we would find a $6 drugstore equivalent. everything about that has changed. Or if your favorite lipstick shade got discontinued or you couldn't find it because a celebrity talked about it. I remember the NARS Dolce Vita lipstick was, oh my gosh, I think in 2003, could not find it. Could not find it. So, or was it 1999? I might be. Anyway, my point is, when you see dupes like this, or when you see dupes like MCO Beauty, please keep in mind that if you like the luxury version of it or you like the original version of it, that's great. Good for you. But for people, especially in Australia, even drugstore products that we take for granted here in the States, like CoverGirl or L'Oreal, Revlon, are very expensive in countries like Australia. And if you want, and then of course, if you want like a Charlotte Tilbury or an Hourglass product or a Fenty product, you're going to pay probably at least a 30% markup. So if we're paying $40 for something, expect it to be over $50 in Australia. And I think when a company like MCO Beauty that is Australian based comes up with something that, yes, it is an in-your-face dupes brand, but what they're doing is they're giving their home country choices of things at a better price for them that we are used to. We just go out to Ulta and pick up, or we order and then they're 2 days to our doorstep. And I just want you to keep in mind all product, like the reason we have such a variety, and it might feel like a lot of choice, but just know that not everyone has the same accessibility. And yeah, so I'm just thinking about that. I know that my viewers, hello, good day. In Australia, they're always like, you're so supportive of my drugstore videos. And then you always comment, lovely video, Rebecca, thanks for sharing. Probably not gonna buy it because it's blah, 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 you know, and it's how much money it is. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know, it's crazy. So I appreciate that. Anyway, back to bronzing drops. Let's look at the Makeup Revolution and let's look at the e.l.f. So e.l.f. made 3 shades, and so far I've only noticed Makeup Revolution in 2 shades, but they do have luminizer and blush drops as well. So this is the shade Scorched, and it's for light medium skin tones. And then this is the shade Pure Gold. There's a rose gold and a bronze gold. So this is the e.l.f. and then this is the Makeup Revolution. And they look so similar. This one, I think, to me, looks a little more neutral on my skin, and this one looks a little more orange on my skin. This one pulls, because of how it pulls more neutral, reminds me of the Makeup by Mario serum. Here we have e.l.f. Yeah, this is the e.l.f. one. Okay. The fun thing about these drops right now is how you can kind of put them anywhere. You can mix them. You can use them by themselves. Powder bronzer on its own seemed a little tricky. But I feel like liquid bronzing products have such a nice, I don't know, I just like them. I just like them. So I just think that you're getting this full bronzed, flushed effect. Now, this is the Makeup Revolution. If I wasn't wearing any, well, actually, no, I could do it right now. The other thing I love about these bronzing drops, either brand, is how you can use them. So one of the things I love doing is applying it over my eyeshadow. And I've done that with other bronzers before, other cream bronzers, even other powder bronzers. So, whew, I know, right? And I saw a blush to show you. Holy cow. Whew. All right. Oh, what I was going to say is with the hair, I'm going to put just a tiny, tiny bit. Okay. I'm I'm gonna do a little bit of just on an eyeshadow brush. And if you pull something, I think Nikki LaRose does this. There was someone else, maybe it was Katie Jane Hughes. You put just like a little bit of some kind of liquid bronzer or highlighter. Oh wow, and then you just get this gorgeous, you know how like, I don't know, fancy people, that gorgeous rich people, feel free, smoke out your eye with it. I'm digging it. Beautiful. Let's take a look at the glow drops. I actually haven't tried these yet. Makeup Revolution in shade Stardew. Ooh, that's okay. So not a lot of metallic, a little bit of, no, I didn't smell anything on the bronzer, but I feel like there's like a little bit of a, just a light fresh scent, maybe like a cucumber. Maybe there's an extract. That's very pretty. I don't know. I like it. It's very subtle. It's a lovely sheen. I need a little bit of powder, you guys. BK Beauty. I am going to press. I'm just blotting at this point. Actually, I should make sure your concealer hasn't settled there. Okay. It's gonna. I'm not killing the glow. Trust me. It's gonna. But it just helps a little bit, right? I'm gonna show you these blushes from Koki. They sent me these. They are a gradient blush. They're gradient blushes. They sent me 3 shades. This one is called Delight. It is very yellow. This one is Crushing, so pretty. And then this one is called Sweetheart. Oh my gosh, it's so dainty. It's such a dainty shade, would you say? In my opinion, these two are kind of more of a satin matte, and then this one has the pearl. But I'm obsessed with orange right now, so I kind of have to wear this one. You guys, I went and I bought 3 dresses at, well, TJ Maxx, orange, and I didn't even realize. So they were like orange and hot pink. One was like straight up orange, and then one is kind of like reddish orange. And I'm going, when I'm hanging them in my closet, I'm like, there's a theme. I like orange lately. Orange is just such a summer, for me, it's like my summer color. That and like Barbie pink. So here is the Koki blush, and I think it's so pretty. I think it has that, do you see how you can build it and make it have that like highlight aspect the way the Rare Beauty blushes? I do feel like that is the case, so that's very exciting. CoverGirl has new lipsticks, clean lipsticks, well, you know, in their clean line, and I have Maple Glaze and like Darling Pink or something. Formula is wonderful. I don't prefer the shade range. I like their classic formulas, their exhibitionist creams. What are some of the other CoverGirl formulas that I've shared, and they're like in gray or black tubes? That's a very like cute, it's pink. It looks very pink on my lips. And then this one is, I thought more nude, but when I wear it, it almost looks like a little bit of a burnt, a little bit more sienna. So I'm gonna put one of these on with my liners from Maybelline. I think Maybelline's killing it too. It's a creamy formula. It's kind of a medium nude, actually. I like it. I think it's a very flattering color. I have a new CoverGirl mascara, you guys. The 3D Eye Enhancer Mascara from CoverGirl is by far my favorite CoverGirl mascara. And I think it's one of the best mascara launches this year so far. This particular one just really makes me happy. I'm gonna show you what is great about it. I think the brush on here, wow, my hands are kind of orange. The brush on here looks pretty standard. It's sort of the bristles, you know, bristly bristle mascaras. You know what I'm trying to say. And they're a little bit uneven, and the brush is slightly curved. It doesn't have that flexibility like the Maybelline one. But the formula on here for my lashes, that it gives lift and length. It kind of makes them wispy, and it just does a lot. It gives a lot of pigment without clumping. So, I mean, I know it sounds like I'm really hyping this thing up, but I want to say, guys, this is, for me, this is really good. Mascaras are so individual, right? Like, I can love one and you guys, one of you might hate it, and vice versa, and that's okay. I have been using the Swede Lash Serum, which I will link. It is, they're an indie brand, and I really think it's helped. But this mascara plus that serum are what's giving new life to my lashes. Wow, you guys. I'm gonna go wash my sweaty hands and be right back. Oh, yes, there we are. I'm done. I have my full face on, new Drugstore. I kind of love it. I do. I don't think there's anything in here that is a dud. I think they're all winners. So now you can see how shiny the products are. I did nothing in terms of mattifying or trying to stop any kind of oil situation. So clearly the Blur Primer, while it might look nice on my pores, it is not blocking any kind of shine, but at least everything looks smooth, right? Yeah, why not? All right. Well, hey, thanks so much for watching. And please feel free, if you shop from my links in my description box, I do get a small commission from them. I hope you subscribe. That would make me so happy. I'm close to 30,000, or at least by the time when I filmed this, I was just under 30,000 subscribers. So that would just make me so happy. And take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.